It's the Slam Dunk.
Okay, this Thursday's strike is an organised mass sulk. It's a piece of national drama. It's pure theatre. So they can all say, hey, we were there. And there we go. We got the T-shirt as well to prove it. But let's call it what it is. It's organised mass chaos to maximise disruption, to make sure the government and to parents and kids and patients, make sure you feel it and see it and suffer in some way. Make no mistakes, folks. It's not about justice or fairness. This is about making families suffer. About making your day more difficult, about making sure that you miss out on something and giving them a 5-day long weekend. That's what they want. It's also about this, extending Labour weekend. Justified? Hardly. Teachers got 30% increase under Jacinda Ardern. 70% of secondary school teachers now earn above $106,000. Don't come on strong, crying poor. Get back and get some results. Plenty of pay increases, and the results year on year get worse. There's your story of the teachers. Let's call it for what it is. Mass organised theatre. Like a hikoi without the haters and records, although those marching on Thursday will be card-carrying members of Labour, the Greens and Te Pāti Māori, if Te Pāti Māori still exists by Thursday. This is largely the arch centre-left on show, the arch haters of this government and the arch enemy to the right. They're desperate for Labour to return to office, so once again they can get the money in their pockets. No questions. They want huge pay rounds so we can all suffer high inflation and high interest rates again and suffer another 4-year recession. They don't get it. This government hasn't got any money because it hasn't been tough enough in cutting back. It's been soft and wimpy and refused to take the tough decisions. Hence why we now still borrow $500 million every Thursday. It's unacceptable. But this national government is not in some sort of reforming hard-ass government. It's too close to the election now to do anything tough anyway, so they'll meander on through. At least earlier governments heeded the advice of Treasury and took unpopular but hard-nosed decisions. Under MMP, it's all tinkering. And what did Einstein say? Something about the definition of madness is doing the same thing and expecting different results. Well, that's the nets, isn't it? They tinker around the margins. So let's cut to it. This strike is a political power play. Unions throwing their weight around because they hate this government and they want to make life hell for it. Judith Collins has called it, smartly so. They want a 5-day weekend is what she says. That is throwing petrol on the fire from her, isn't it? But it's not her first rodeo. They're using teachers, nurses, health workers, real people who keep the country running as pawns in their game. I hope teachers probably don't want to strike at all. They're preparing their kids for exams. Meanwhile, the government's hands are really tied. They don't have the coin to throw around, do they? We all want better pay and better conditions. Of course we do. It'd be nice. But the government's already said it, plain and simple. The money isn't there. You can't squeeze blood from a stone yet, This government's also, they can't afford these things. But then the government can't afford to ignore it either because what about Australia? Australia comes knocking and takes all our people. There are only 2 willing to pay $30,000 more. A music teacher I interviewed last year in Queensland from Hawke's Bay is on $160,000 as a music teacher at a state college in Queensland. Do we let more people leave that we can't afford to? We'll discuss that shortly. Do we link pay to economic growth? Do we link better pay to better school results? There's something to think about there. Why not? But no amount of strikes will suddenly create cash out of thin air. But here's the kicker. We all get screwed as a result on Thursday. Because of this strike, families are facing a full 5 days now without school. Thursdays, strike. Fridays, teacher-only day. Labour Day, Monday. You've got the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, there's 5 days. Parents are stuck juggling work, childcare, and lost pay with zero help or planning from anyone. How does 4 weeks leave go into 14 weeks holiday for teachers, 6 teacher-only days, and 3 strike days a year? That's 107 days a year out of the classroom, and we get 20 days leave maximum. How the hell are we meant to make it work? 20 days annual leave, 107 days out of the classroom for teachers and kids. Heavens. Patience. Some hospital services will be delayed. Staff shortages get worse. People suffer. Why? Because the unions want to make their point. Could someone die? Hope not. Unlikely, but entirely possible. And why? Because the unions want to make a point. On a big national scale, like theatre. They want to punish the government, no matter the fallout, no matter the cost to everyday Kiwis. They don't care that parents are stressed, they don't care that kids miss school, and they don't care that essential services get disrupted. And how can the government fix what it can't afford? If the unions want change, they need to be realistic. This strike doesn't help anyone except politicians and union leaders playing hardball. Parents and workers deserve way better than this, but this isn't the way. We get it, things are tough. But using the country's own people as pawns in a political game, I reckon that's not justice. That's just mean. It's selfish. And ultimately, it's unlikely to succeed. And when you put Palestine at the top of the meeting agenda with the education minister, you have lost me. And you've likely lost most parents as well. You are there to teach our kids. We're not paying you to be an international moral compass or activist. Get on with your job, like the rest of us.
Editor-in-Chief with Duncan Garner.